Good afternoon, guys. This is your Prof. Zeus, and I will be a professor for this semester for income taxation. Okay? So before we go any further, let us first try to define what taxation is. Okay? So taxation is a mode of raising revenues for public purposes. I'd like to emphasize two phrases. Number one, raising revenue. So when you speak of taxation, this is a way or a manner by which the government raises revenue. Okay? They raise revenue by collecting taxes to businesses, to employees, okay, of businesses. And the taxes that they collect are being used for different projects, different purposes, but all of these are really for public use. Okay? So it is the exercise of the sovereign power to raise revenues for the expenses of the government. So just like any other businesses, they need revenues, so does the government. Okay? Because as I mentioned kanina, government might have some projects in the pipeline, and for them to be able to execute those projects, they need money. So they raise this money through taxes, no? If you would recall, 'di ba, yung ating annual filing of income tax, no, for the employees, and of course for businesses, was affected by this COVID-19. It used to be April 15 of every year, but because of the pandemic, it was pushed back to June 15. Right? And if you would recall, sabi ng gobyerno, di ba, kailangan na natin ng pondo. Okay? Kaya nga, June 15, nagkaroon na ng filing and payment of taxes. Because lahat ng ginagastos ng gobyerno nanggagaling sa ating taxes. Okay? Yun ang dapat nating intindihin, no? Bakit? Kaya tayong mga tao, mga Pilipino, no, we have a vital role in the sustainability of this government. We need to have the government sustain, no? And we need to help the government in defraying those expenditures. Okay? Now, saan ba napupunta yung ating mga binabayad na taxes? Probably some of you would be asking that question. Saan nga ba napupunta? Sa gobyerno? Saan ginagastos ng gobyerno? Napakadaming proyekto ng gobyerno, no? Ano ba? Unang-una, infrastructure. Okay? Ano ba yung mga infrastructure na to? Nakita na ba kayo ng mga baku-bakong daan? No, na ginawa ng gobyerno ay ginawang maganda yung daan, no? Especially in the provinces like this is San Juan Eco Bridge, the one that connects Luzon from Luzon to Visayas, right? Now, that is a big project by the government under the Marcos regime. That is infrastructure. So, with that San Juan Eco Bridge, one can travel from Luzon to Visayas by land. Okay? So, yung mga sa probinsya nyo, for example, ano nangyari sa mga roads sa probinsya nyo? Dati baku-bako, ngayon mas baku-bako, di ba? Hindi. Ngayon, mas okay na siya. Okay? Sementado na. Sino gumawa nun? DPWH, no? Or your LGU through the help of DPWH. And where did they get the funds from? From the government. Saan kinuha ng gobyerno? From the taxes that we pay as citizens. So number one use could be infrastructure. Number two, public hospitals. Lahat siguro ng mga cities dito sa atin, no, meron tayong mga sariling public hospitals. Like, say for example, sa Manila, madami. They have the Hospital ng Maynila. They have the Philippine General Hospital. They have Hospital ng Sampaloc. They have the GAT Andres Bonifacio Hospital. Okay? Sa Makati, meron sila of course Hospital ng Makati or OSMAC. Sa Pasay, siguro meron sila, no? Lahat naman ng mga progresibong syudad ay mayroong sariling hospital. So, these public hospitals are being funded by the taxes that we pay. They're being funded by the local government, no? And where do they get their funds from? From the national. Where do they get the funds from? From the taxes that we pay as taxpayers. Okay? Next one, yung healthcare system natin. Ito yung PhilHealth. I know ngayon maraming mga problema ang PhilHealth, no? May mga issues that's being thrown to the officials of PhilHealth. And there's of course the rumor that PhilHealth would probably last until 2022 lang daw based on actuarial study. Okay? So, this healthcare system okay, provides for what? Okay, it shares in hospital bills, no, of patients, okay, because remember nagkaroon tayo ng universal health law, di ba? Na dito sa health law na to, lahat ng mga Pilipino ay member na ng PhilHealth. So pag nagkasakit ka, punta ka sa ospital, and then portion of your bills will be paid by PhilHealth. Okay? Now, ang problema daw natin ngayon, because with this pandemic, no, there are lesser contributions. One, because a lot of businesses shut down their operations during the COVID. So some of them did not pay their employees salary, so therefore there's no contribution, right? And because of the pandemic, maraming mga applications for reimbursement. So just imagine, there's probably very little cash coming in, but lots of cash going out of the system because of the claims due to pandemic. So ganun ang kinakaharap ng ating health system ngayon. Okay, that's why these are the issues being thrown at PhilHealth's top level management, no? Now, kung kayo ay nakakasunod sa mga balita ngayon, 'di ba? Meron na tayong Senate hearing because of this PhilHealth issue. Peace and order, okay? Now, syempre, all of us would like to live in a place where we feel safe, okay? Na tayo ay walang alinlangan, na tayo ay safe sa kahit na anong karahasan, okay? And this is being provided for by the government through what? Through our police, through our militaries, no? Kaya sila nandyan is because they will protect the country and its citizens, no? And of course, enforce the laws. Okay? Kaya meron tayong mga policemen, meron tayong mga traffic enforcers, no, because they need to implement and strictly implement the laws. Now, ang tanong, sino ba nagpapasweldo sa kanila? Syempre, gobyerno. Now, saan kinukuha ng gobyerno yung pasweldo sa kanila? Sa atin, sa mga taxes na binabayaran natin. Okay? So, peace and order is also part of the reasons why government needs to collect taxes. Pambayad sa mga militar na ating nakasama sa Peace and Order project na yan. Now, with all of those na binanggit ko, can you now realize the importance of taxes in our government? Para lang tong inyong tawag dito, allowance. Okay? You get your monthly, your daily, or weekly allowance from your parents, right? And what do you do with your allowance? Siyempre, gagastusin mo, bibili ka ng mga pagkain, bibili ka ng mga supplies na kailangan mo, mamasahe ka. Okay. And what do you use? Your allowance. So, ganun din sa gobyerno. For the government to be able to sustain its operations, no, to have some projects for the people, they need funds. And the funds will come from our taxes. Ganyan kahalaga ang iyong kontribusyon sa taxes. Kaya isa ito sa pinakamahalagang subject, no, in college, because I want you to become what? Responsible citizens of this country. Because this is one way on how we can show our love to our country, by paying a reasonable amount of tax. Be it as an employee or be it as business owners. We need to help our country. Okay? So, yun ang mga pinanggagamitan ng taxes natin. Okay? Doon nagmumula at pinanggagalingan ng ating mga taxes. Now, what are the stages of taxation? There are 3 stages of taxation. Number 1, imposition of tax. So, sa imposition of tax, this is the stage where tax laws are crafted. No? Tax bills are passed, and they become laws. Okay? And it is the Congress that is tasked in crafting these tax laws, right? Meron tayong National Internal Revenue Code, but then from time to time, new laws are coming out, like say for example, yung ating train law, which took effect 2 years ago. I think that was 2018. Okay, and this is because the government would like to what? Number 1, help the individual employees. Okay, the employees to have more cash flows, more purchasing power by lowering the taxes of employed citizens. Okay, And of course, they also would like to help businesses in terms of lowering down the corporate income tax, but that is not yet part of the the train law that was passed previously. Okay, so once the tax laws are there, it is expected that people will follow the tax laws. Okay, so they will comply with the tax laws. Now, the second stage of taxation is the assessment. So in the assessment, this is the stage where the BIR would determine if what you are filing is correct. So determination of the correct tax due. So this is where BIR employees would come to your business and check your compliance with the tax laws. Now, number three stage is collection or payment. Now, in this stage, taxpayers will now go to the BIR or the BIR's accredited agent bank and pay the tax due. Okay, again, without taxes, no government can survive. Kaya we need, as citizens of the Philippines, if we want to keep this government afloat, we need to contribute to our national treasury through our taxes. Okay? So this is it for the first lecture. I'd like to keep it short, but I'll be back for the second part. Thank you.